Now, these plum trees planted quite late in this spring, been a real success. They've grown really nicely. We've been protecting them from the deer, as you can see. And just look at the fruit that we've got produced on these. I know I should have removed all this to allow them to grow on. This is a Marjorie's seedling plum. It's pot grown, so I'm hoping if I can keep the wildlife away from this, I might for the very first time get some plums on this, which I absolutely love. Never grown plums before, and that's looking exactly as it should at this stage. I'm going to keep this tree well watered. Just going to have a look at the little Victoria, which is the classic English variety that everybody tends to grow. Just got the one fruit on this, still rock hard, but starting to colour up. I'm sure that's going to act as a magnet to the bird life around here that we've got plenty of, but we'll see. Not grown plums before. They are supposed to need quite a nice sheltered spot, which I'm hoping this might provide for them. They're tucked in at the back of the little bit of woodland here on the way down to the vegetable garden here. Behind that we've got the east facing paddock, so they get plenty of sun in the early morning and late afternoon. But by this time in the evening they're in quite dense shade from the mature planting of trees behind them. But the shelter that provides will hopefully allow them to fruit. This one's grown much better than the Marjorie seedling. As you can see, a lot of nice new growth on that. Hoping it will get a sort of semi-arching shape to it. They're usually weighted down by the sheer volume of fruit. We visited an aquatic centre, Swallow Aquatics, down in the south of Norfolk over the weekend, and they've got a plum tree there. I'm not sure on the variety, but it was sitting in a courtyard and it was absolutely laden with plums. Never seen one with quite such a heavy crop on. Again, not quite ripe yet. The Marjorie seedling's supposed to be towards the end of August, with the Victoria being the earlier one. Mid-August maybe for that, beginning of August depending on the season. Let's go and have a look at the polytunnel. Well, we've had some more gravel delivered here to try and finish the dressing of this driveway that goes down to the vegetable garden. And I've put myself a little bit of a path coming out through the first part of this field, just on the top, to try and keep my boots clean when it starts getting a bit muddy. Let's see if I can get in here one-handed. I need to put a handle on this door. Having to fight my way in past the cucumbers, as you can see, really getting very, very overgrown in here. But we've had some fantastic cucumbers off them. Just look at these. That's a fine example here, and there's been plenty of them, and they're still growing strongly and producing lots of baby fruit as well. We've got some more of those just to the rear here. There's another little example. These went in probably about 5 or 6 weeks later than the earlier ones we've just shown you, and we got 4 of them round the back of here. I am going to have to start pruning the leaves off these tomatoes, because as you can see they're a veritable forest. But just look at the fruit that's forming here. A really nice long, I think that's a Marzano large plum tomato growing in there. What I have done during the course of the week is defoliate these, the oldest of the tomato plants that we planted out in this polytunnel, to expose these trusses of fruit for 2 reasons. One, I decided I couldn't see or get anywhere near it. There was such a vigorous, strong growth of tomato leaves on these vines. You just could not get in towards the centre of these plantings to see the fruit, let alone pick it, but also to let some light through to get them ripening up. And we've been picking tomatoes now for the last 2 weeks. Really beautiful little plum tomatoes. Again, I couldn't tell you the variety. These were just self-collected seed from the varieties we were enjoying eating from the supermarket. So can't tell you what exactly we're growing here. A little cherry tomato here. Just look at the number of fruits we're getting on these vines. I'm really impressed with the way these tomato plants have grown. A yellow skin variety here. A little, almost like a drop plum there. I don't know how to describe the shape of this little one. A sort of orangey tomato. Really nice and sweet. We've got some beef tomatoes that are really growing nicely. Just look at these babies. They're going to be fantastic. Not as long trusses as you'd expect with a beef tomato, but size-wise, can't fault those. And we're not getting any problems with blossom end rot or anything on them. So I think I've got the watering with the irrigation system going really nicely here. I think this is, oh, I do know what this one is. I can tell you what this one is because this was one that we bought. A little yellow plum tomato called Sunbell. And there you go, gradually ripening up into this lovely bright yellow colour. I do like having a variety of colours when we pick these and put them into trays. We're giving quite a lot away to friends and family. I've got a black one there as well, and they look so nice, these heritage varieties. They really do have visual appeal. I can't tell the difference in the taste, to be absolutely honest, between them. We're letting them ripen up so that they've got a good degree of sweetness. Wow, I'm really going to have to get back in there. Can you see those cucumbers on the floor? This is the thing with growing so many cucumbers, they are getting away from me a bit. Just look at these two. See if I can get it out from the, there we go, that one there. And another one forcing its way forward there. That one definitely ready to pick. And I have created myself a little bit of a problem by overplanting this. I've squeezed so much in with my first year enthusiasm for growing that getting to the actual fruit and plants at the back there is a little trickier than it would ideally be. But we are getting plenty of crops. More late planted beefsteak tomatoes here. My aubergines, showed you these last week, but they're just doubling in size every week, doing absolutely beautifully. And the last planting of tomatoes here, I don't think this is going to extend the season in terms of planting them late, but I think these have still got every chance of ripening up and producing a lovely crop of large late season plum tomatoes. We will see. French beans ad infinitum. I mean, we've been over supplied with French beans now for the last month. I'm about to put a late sowing of French beans in to one of the trays we grew these little plants in at the beginning of the season to try and give me some succession in plantings. I think these are going to be finished quite soon. We've still got some nice baby beans coming on, but flowers just about finished on these plants now. They've done really well, fruited fantastically. The beans have been excellent quality, no stringiness to them at all. They've cooked really beautifully, just bringing to the boil and steaming them for about 3 minutes in their own juices off the heat, and then serving them. They're tender and absolutely beautiful with a bit of al dente bite to them. I've really missed having green French beans in the garden last season. We didn't grow any for some reason, but getting this polytunnel's really reinvigorated my enthusiasm for growing these type of summer fruiting vegetables, and having the cucumbers and tomatoes for the first time in over 12 years. Haven't had a greenhouse or a polytunnel over that period of time while we've been doing the building work here, so it's been lovely just to watch these develop, and now we're absolutely enjoying the fruits of our labour. Well, let me know how you're getting on with your plants. My lemon trees are loving it. I've got jasmine, not jasmine, this is wisteria cuttings that we took from my son's pink wisteria on the side of his garage, and they are gonna need untangling when I finally do take these tomatoes out and have to plant those on. My suspicion is they're going to be rooted right the way through into this beautiful mushroom compost we're growing everything in. I've got my chilies in there as well, just look at those. Again, Kate's not too keen on chilies, but I do love them. I really should be weaking that pot out and bringing it further to the front where I can pick some. My strawberries are just about over for the season. Combination of the compost in the pots, I think, being exhausted, but also don't think the watering system's doing them as much good as it was once when I was doing them by hand. So I'm going to start re-watering these, because the young plants that we've planted for next season are really doing well in the compost. So I'm hoping I can reinvigorate these, and I certainly want to get a lot of these cuttings rooted in. That's a job for this weekend, so that we can have a nice supply of these beautiful plants in hanging baskets in here for next summer. Thanks for watching.